Everything is fair in love and war, but war for the love of money isn't fair at all. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video we will unveil Lockheed's dark secret, how it profited from the war in Ukraine, and why it would want the war to never stop. Stay tuned till the end and you'll get a little reward from us. The war in Ukraine has turned out to be a very profitable incident for the US military-industrial complex. Putin's forces, which were already thought of as incredibly dangerous, are now proved to be a formidable enemy for anyone and everyone. The war has created a greater sense of urgency to use funds to strengthen defenses. The total money spent on defenses in 2022 is around $800 billion, and Pentagon budget watchers have predicted that an estimated $1 trillion will be spent on defenses in 2027. It is safe to say that the biggest winner in the Russia-Ukraine war is the US arms industry, and Lockheed Martin is a very big name in this industry. Even then, the flow of arms to Ukraine has resulted in a lack of production capacity being exposed. This means that the production capacity needs to be increased even if the production does not increase immediately. To do that, huge sums of money must be paid to corporations like Lockheed Martin. In the first 10 months after Russia invaded Ukraine, the US has supplied so many Javelin missiles to Ukraine that it would take 13 years to replenish the stock. That is, at current capacity. Almost all of this defense cash is received by weapon makers. Ultimately, it brings joy to the investors as the stocks of such companies increase their value. For example, the business journal Barron's 7 months into war was headlined, "Russia's war in Ukraine is escalating. It's time to buy defense stocks." It further pointed out that even though the stock market has been crashing, the stocks for companies like Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman were up by more than 5%. And still looks cheap. Before we dive into Lockheed and its secret, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our future uploads. Formed by the merger of Lockheed Corporation with Martin Marietta back in '95, Lockheed is an American corporation with worldwide interests in fields such as aerospace, arms, defense, etc. It now has over 115,000 employees. And you might ask, what does it do exactly? It has 4 main business segments. 1. Aeronautics, 2. Missiles and fire control, 3. Rotary and mission systems, 4. Space. Aeronautics involves the study, design and manufacturing of machines capable of flight within the atmosphere. It brings the biggest shares of sales to the corporation. It is common knowledge that the newest technologies almost always end up costing more than expected. That is why the nations buy less of the newest technology as the budget is limited. Let me make this point very clear. The budget grows almost every year, but it is still not able to keep up with the production costs and such of the newest and best tech out there. Thus, even though billions of dollars are spent on defenses each year, the forces actually shrink little by little. Now think of a situation when we could be at war any time. Such conditions would demand a bigger cut of the budget to be allocated to defenses, and all that would end up in the hands of arm makers and ultimately their investors. Plus, Lockheed also sold many products to Ukraine to fight against the invading Russian forces. It is an absolute win situation for Lockheed, so why would it want the war to end? Another bonus for them is that the number of buyers also increases in such situations. For example, the increased militarization of Europe would also require their products. Or should we talk about countries like Germany, which has been pacifistic since the Second World War, because they are now looking for opportunities to reshape their military in the wake of Russia's actions. Germany alone has ordered 35 of the F-35 fighter jets from Lockheed Martin. An expert on the international arms trade, William Hartung, says that these opportunities represent a gold rush for the industry. CAAT research coordinator Samuel Perlow-Freeman said, "The longer we have this heightened state of alert, increased militarization, with Russia seeking a much more powerful West on its doorstep, and NATO and the West seeing an extremely aggressive and militaristic Russia, that's not a good recipe for how things could turn." In short, Putin's decision to invade Ukraine and scare European countries into thinking that they could be his next target has largely increased the demands for arms manufacturers. As we are nearing the end of June 2023, the war is still ongoing even after nearly 500 days have passed since the start of the war. There seems to be some sort of resistance or infighting in the Russian military, or rather in Putin's control over it. Ukraine is planning to strike back the Russian forces and reoccupy its lost lands. Recent highlights are all about cracks in Putin's power, as revealed by the Wagner mutiny. Since you've watched the video till the end, here is a reward for you in the form of a report from analytical experts. The US military-industrial complex, MIC, has expanded more than needed. Excessive spending has been reported as well. This indicates that there is no going back now. As the recession approaches, the probability of a war-driven economy is increasing each day. And why wouldn't it? The interests of so many big parties are involved. If you find this video to be informative, leave a like and comment down below about what topics you want us to cover in our upcoming videos. As always, see you all in the next one.